This episode is brought to you by Mandalay Bay. The man, the myth, the legend, Grammy Award-winning Usher begins his residency at Dolby Live at Park MGM on July 15th with tons of dates to choose from. Make sure to check it out. And the Las Vegas Aces have completely taken over the city with their home games at Michelob Ultra Arena. So make sure to get tickets. Go enjoy the excitement. As always, come say what's up at our studio inside the Mandalay Bay Sportsbook anytime you want.
Clap. That's good.
Welcome home. This is a residency podcast.
Residency podcast.
Yeah,
Lo.
that's what we are. Residency podcast with Lowell Raven and Drew Belcher. Shout out Jeff Tomastic. He's out on leave. We're bringing you the biggest guests in sports and entertainment, business, pop culture, and sports to our studio in the Las Vegas Strip here at the Mandalay Bay. Make sure to subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Today, we have a humongous guest. You'll recognize him from being a force on the field or his TV debut on Hard Knocks last season. He's a young fashion staple who's been rocking Hoochie Daddy shorts all summer.
Hoochie Daddy season is here, dude. I got him on right now.
The 2021 first-round draft pick of the Indy Colts, the dapper defensive end himself, Mr. KWITY PAYE. What's up, man? How are you?
Honored to be here, man.
Thank you for joining us.
How short are Hoochie Daddy shorts allowed to be? Like, what's the prerequisite for shortness?
I think they were saying 8-inch seams.
That's the minimum?
I think so.
What's the maximum?
I think 6. I think if you go under 6, it's kind of.
They're Speedos?
Yeah.
So Speedos?
Flexing the Speedo?
Yo, that's great.
I did cop some 5-inch inseams and I wore them to golf last week.
Okay.
Pretty short.
So
fairly aggressive,
you
to be
went
honest.
polo and little Speedos?
Yeah, and I had the polo untucked, so it was like the short was just kind of sneaking through. It looked kind of sketch. I'll probably go 6-inch next.
You were the blouse.
Yeah,
It
you
looked
know
like a
what?
blouse.
I honestly don't recommend it.
That's cool. Well, welcome to Vegas, man. So we looked up a little bit of history. You're originally from Rhode Island. I got to ask, what does anybody do in Rhode Island?
Rhode Island, summertime is great beaches out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, amazing beaches. You could take an hour ferry out to Block Island, go out there, have some fun. 4th of July is fun on Block Island.
Okay.
Great seafood, great Italian food out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no
Solid.
idea. Wait, is that like by like crab area? Are you eating crab out there with the seafood or what?
Yeah.
Your signature?
Crab, lobsters, anything that you can name,
Okay.
seafood wise.
So you played high school ball out there?
Yes, sir.
So I know you went from Rhode Island to then a Big Ten school like Michigan.
Yeah.
That's got to be a big drastic change of kind of culture and everything out there.
Yeah. So for me, I was committed to Boston College for a long time.
Oh,
I was committed
wow.
to Boston College for like a year and a half. But the DC, Don Brown at the time for BC, took the job at Michigan. And we just stayed tight. And then he offered me the scholarship when he went to Michigan. Took a visit there. They played Wisconsin a night game. And that's when Jordan Lewis had the one-handed pick to seal the game. The whole stadium went crazy. After that, I'm like, it's a no-brainer. Like, I have to come here.
That's awesome.
Have to.
What's it like playing in that stadium?
It's crazy, bro. Like, the loudest stadium I ever played in. Some NFL games, you go to it and, like, you look up, like, this has nothing on the Michigan Stadium.
Wow.
110 plus, guaranteed every single game.
It's madness. I mean, my father's from Detroit, so I grew up a huge Michigan football fan. Obviously, he's a diehard. He's ecstatic you're on the podcast, by the way.
Yes, sir.
But I would always watch the games, and I had never been there in person. He's been many times, and I was like, wow, that looks like absolute madness.
It's crazy.
It's got to be crazy to just play in front of that many fans.
Yeah. It's wild. Especially like the night games. Like the night game we played against Notre Dame my junior year when it was the monsoon. That game was crazy. It was a maze out that game. Crazy.
That's wild. Wait, like monsoon, like it was raining?
It was raining heavy, yeah.
Oh, man, that must be insane.
And we torched them too, yeah.
that makes it 10
And
times
they got
better.
fucking
They got
torched,
10
dude.
times better. So you're super into like fashion and kicks. Is one of the reasons you picked Michigan maybe because of the Jordan brand?
I really picked it because that was the biggest school. That was my biggest offer. So
Got it.
The Jordan just happened to be a bonus for me. And then when I went there, I wasn't really a big sneakerhead because I couldn't afford a lot of shoes growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got there, like my sophomore year, that's when I started to get more into shoes because a lot of the kids, they would flip shoes.
Sure.
Or they would buy shoes and they're like, we're Jordan brand. So we got a whole bunch of team issue stuff. So it was dope.
That's awesome. So you get to campus, you're playing for the legend John Harbaugh now, right?
Jim
Jim
Harbaugh. Yes,
Harbaugh. What's that, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim.
Oh,
Jim
throw some
Harbaugh.
respect on Jay,
First
dude.
off, he was a Niner coach.
Yeah,
right?
you're a Niner
I'm
fan.
a huge Niner fan. So yeah, I was kind of sad when he left. But you got to have a crazy story playing for this guy, right? There's got to be one out there.
Crazy story with Jim Harbaugh. Dude, the springboard practices were nuts.
Which ones?
Spring ball practice.
Spring ball practice. Okay.
So in spring ball, most teams will do like a little, like a 2-hour practice, just to get some football in the spring. Our schedule was 4-hour practice.
Oh, wow.
What do you do for 4 hours? Man, we was doing like hour-long indie period, team period, 9-on-7, Oklahoma.
It's full practices.
Yeah, 4-hour practices. Like anything that you can imagine to do in football, we were doing in that practice.
That's
crazy.
And it's supposed to be just like walkthroughs and learning things, right?
Nah, I mean, like spring ball is kind of like to see who's going to be like starter position going into camp and going into the season.
Yeah.
But man, like we were going crazy in spring ball. Fights every day. Oh, it was wild.
That's dope.
I want to talk about the Ohio State rivalry in Michigan.
Yeah.
Is that more of a rivalry than the Michigan State rivalry?
I would say so. I feel like we just hadn't had pretty good seasons in the past, decade, but we got them this year, so that was great for Michigan football and stuff. But having that Michigan, I think the Ohio State rivalry, obviously, yeah, I think that's a bigger one.
I mean, yeah, I would argue that it's one of the maybe top 5 rivalries in all of sports.
Yeah.
College, professional, in anything. For the majority of people that maybe not even watch college football or understand college football, they know the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't walk into Ohio with the block M on your shirt without getting like nasty
Chirped
looks.
at.
Or whatever.
At.
Like, you can walk throughout Michigan and like walk through Michigan State fans, like they won't say anything to you. You go into Ohio with that block M, you're getting chirped all day. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's insane. So personally though, like for you, like you have to kind of stick to that too, right? Forever. Like, does it ever come up when you're now in the league and you're like, oh, that's an Ohio State guy, or that's
So like, funny story. I went to do a signing in Louisville.
Okay.
Come to find out, there's a lot of Ohio State fans in Louisville. So I'm doing the signing there. I threw the first pitch. And I'm signing, and a whole bunch of guys are walking by like, "Go Bucks, go Bucks!" And they all like head to toe on Ohio State stuff. I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like, I didn't know Ohio State had fans. Yeah, I had no clue that fans over there.
I'm just here for a guest appearance. Don't go too hard. Don't go too hard. I'm not on the field, not going crazy. But we can turn up if it goes there.
Yeah,
I love that.
How different is that like Ohio State game than any other game on that normal schedule?
That's a game that makes or break the season. You can have 11-10 wins. You come to that game, you lose that game, and kind of like
lost the season.
Yeah, waste of a season.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What is it? Is that atmosphere in that stadium when you're playing there worse than any other stadium as well? Or is it louder? Does it pump you up?
You know what? I think the craziest stadium I've played in was Penn State Whiteout.
Wow.
That stadium gets crazy. That's by far like the loudest I've ever played in.
Does the whiteout kind of impact how you're playing, or is it just because there's so many people all going crazy?
It's like their fans too, like they're all in sync, all their chants and everything, all like it's crazy.
It's like a European soccer game almost.
Yeah.
Dude, their whiteout game is crazy. If you see have you seen photos of it?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, it's madness. It's like it's just a sea of white shirts.
Yeah. And then our junior year, it's funny, our offense went out for their first drive. And they were calling the plays, and like nobody could hear anything. So like they had to call a timeout, recoup, and everything. It was crazy.
That's wild. What's one of your favorite games that you played at home?
Favorite games I played at home? I would say our Notre Dame game when we smacked them, because the year before they beat us, and that's a rivalry as well, like historically. So it was good to whoop them, and then we didn't play them until like 2030 something.
Yeah, for sure. I bet. All right, so moving on, you went from Michigan onto the NFL, right? You were drafted number 21 overall. We have to ask, like, with your draft stock so high, like, why didn't you go to the draft like in person?
In person, to be honest, it was kind of like I wanted to be around my family. And then at the same time, you never know what's going to happen in the draft. You never know, you'll slip and whatever it may be. So I didn't want to be there and, kind of get embarrassed. So I want to be around family and like just kind of just chill out at the same time.
I honestly would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be in person and your name's not called. It's not called. It's not called. You're looking around. You're like, fuck, man, I'm just hanging out now.
Yeah. What's crazy? You see that every year, right? Every year there's somebody who's probably projected top 10, right? And they just keep falling. And you say they look more sad. And they're like, and then it becomes more of a storyline on why haven't they got drafted, and the cameras in their face rather than just happy that they actually got drafted, whatever round they got drafted in.
Yeah. And then at the same time, like when the guys are getting drafted, the room clears out, so then like you're now like the last person in the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't go for sure unless I'm like absolutely estimated like 1 through 3. If I'm not guaranteed 1 through 3, catch me at the fucking house.
Yeah,
I'm out. Oh, so everyone clears out?
Yeah, so like as soon as you get drafted, you know what I'm saying? Like you then leave, like your family leaves after because there's no reason to stay.
Sure. Oh man!
So all those round tables sitting there with your family, that must be nerve wracking.
Yeah.
The third day's got to just be rough.
Yeah.
Oh no!
For sure. So we everybody saw your big fashion statement at the draft. Why that suit? We have it right here too.
Yeah.
Well, what was it inspired by?
So my big thing was the Black Panther in college. Like that was my celebration. I'm gonna take credit for. I was one of the first people to throw up the Wakanda X. I have no like
hey, claim it. Claim
that
shit. Got it. Yeah.
But yeah. So that was my big thing in college. That was my celebration. And then the guy who made my suit, I kind of gave him like free range of like what he could do with the suit, and he was like, "I have a dope idea. I'm gonna make the Black Panther suit. I'm gonna make the material look like the suit, and then he's gonna put the claws on the neck, and then he's gonna put like the tree on the inside of it." I'm like, bro, that's dope. And I already had the shoes for it. So just make it look like it matches with the shoes and we'll be good. So he kind of like just did his thing.
That's dope.
Yeah, crush it. Blew it out of the water. I can never pull it off, but you absolutely did.
Yeah, and you wore the Dior Jordan ones too. So yeah, we get it. That's
we get it.
So give us the inside scoop. Who's the best dressed on the Colts?
On the Colts? Mo Ali Cox is up there.
Oh, that's my dog. Okay.
Yeah, he's up there. Al-Qadim Muhammad, he's not with the Bears, but he was with us last year. DeForest Buckner got some of the cleanest suits on the team. Okay. Darius Leonard, constantly winning best dress weekly. There's some guys sprinkling in, but I feel like those are like the 4 that come to mind.
For sure. No, you're not on that list?
I'll put myself on that list.
You got to. I thought you were saying you were.
I was waiting for it. I was like, wait, where is it at? Where's it at? There it is. Sure. Hey, you can talk the shit. Okay, you can talk whatever you want.
Well, since we know who's the worst dressed on the Colts?
The worst dress? I feel like the guys who don't really care. I'll say Glasgow.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
My dog Glasgow, man. Shout out Glasgow.
Yeah, we'll clip it. We're gonna clip it. Don't worry. He's gonna get a lot of shout outs.
For sure. You gotta help him out, man. You gotta give him some love. That's funny. That's good.
Oh man, I didn't even bring up. We got to go backwards real quick. My father brought this up. He wants to know who, in your mind, greatest quarterback of all time. Who's the GOAT?
Greatest quarterback? I grew up in New England. I gotta say Tom Brady.
And another Michigan guy.
Guy.
There it is. Yeah, good answer. Good.
There you go.
Pops, there it was.
For sure. All right, so you wore the Dior sneakers at the draft. Give me your top 3 sneakers that are in your rotation right now.
In my rotation right now? It's gonna be probably all ones.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the Off-White Chicago's.
Okay.
Ones. I'll say I wear these Yacht Club Vans a lot.
Dude, I love those.
Yeah.
Those are dope.
Yes, I wear these a lot. And then my third, I would say,
So you got Dior, no, sorry, not yours. I got Off-White ones.
Off-White Chicago
the
ones.
Yacht Vans.
I'm going to say I can't think of it right now. I'm drawing the blank. I'm going to say the Tom Sachs Air Maxes.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Dope. I thought you were going to throw something in there random, like the clogs or like something crazy that everybody's wearing.
It's crazy the resurgence that the Jordan 1s and the Dunk Lows had in the recent 3 to 4 years. I feel like 5 years ago, no one was even really... I mean, there was always been collectors, but I feel like in the past 5 years, those specific silhouettes have just exploded in popularity.
Dunks for sure back this whole year.
And then there was this crazy viral TikTok. They were at some sneaker convention. They were asking all the sneakerheads there. The guy was like, she's a 10, but her grails are the black and white Dunks. And they're like, oh, she's a 3. She's an immediate fucking 3. And I was like, yeah, I could see that. The Panda Dunks. Yeah, she's a 3.
Sure.
Those Dunks have been abused, bro.
The abuse. Everyone's
leave them alone. Leave them alone. I love that.
She's a 10, but her grails are the black and white Dunks. 4.
Yeah, for sure. So going back to the league, man, what was it like rookie season? What is it like to be a NFL rookie from camp into the beginning of the season?
Camp was fun, bro. Like a lot of people don't like camp, but for me, coming from a Michigan camp, it was fun to go into camp. I feel like I had a lot of free time going into camp, a lot of downtime. It was a cool vibe. Practices weren't, that hard. The hardest part is like just the mental game of it. You have a bad practice. You can let that weigh on yourself because then you'll have bad practices stacked up and then it's bad film, move on the depth chart. So going into camp, that was my mindset. And then it was real fun. And then going into preseason, that was fun. You do a joint practice mid-camp with like a different team. That gets heated, obviously, fights. And then, going to preseason and then straight into the season. It was a long season, bro. A long season.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So what was like, are these rookie dinner things that people talk about? Is that a real thing? Does that happen? Does that happen to you? You're stuck with a mean bill?
Yeah.
But mine was lovely though.
Lovely.
Yeah. So like my vets, they took care of me.
Yeah.
And that's what you like to see at this level because you don't want the vets to knock you over the head with like a $20,000 bill. Yeah. That's not smart. So shout out DeForest Buckner, man. He told the guys like, we're not ordering Louis. You know what I'm saying? We're not ordering these bottles. We're going to have a nice dinner. I think my total bill was like $2,000.
Oh, that's good. That's respectable. That's fine. Yeah.
We've heard previously some other guests have been on the show, 50,000.
50,000 plus.
That's
food
crazy.
ordered to the table, to the house, pre-ordered,
bottles to the club after, straight away from the restaurant. Like, stories.
That's not good vets, man. So my vets took care of me. They were like, we're going to take care of you, bro. We're going to order food, have a good time. And then we went out after anyway. So we went and got lit afterwards. Yeah. But no, it was a great time. And then me and Dio, we had a second round pick, DN. So we split the bill, and that was
that's perfect.
Clutch.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Normal dinner,
easy,
casual,
dinner. For sure. So you get there, right? You're in practice. You start playing against this guy named Jonathan Taylor. He's coming at you every day, right? Is this guy like the best running back in the league? Is it a fact, or is it what's your opinion?
I think it's fact right now, man. I seen it in college already though. Like people just got wind of it this year. He was torching us in college. So
really,
yeah.
Any good stories in college?
He was fucking smoking us in college.
Yeah, over 200 yards almost every time.
Man. So my junior year, we played him at Wisconsin, and I think it was early in the game, or maybe no, it might have been my junior year. He had a long, like a 70-yard run, like just took off, and he's fast, like 4.3, 4.4 guy, just took off, and like I don't think anybody touched him that play.
Yeah,
crazy good.
That's wild, man.
How do you live up to the expectations going into the upcoming season? There's a lot of expectations for this Colts season and for you in particular. How do you perform well under those expectations? Are you going to perform well under those expectations, or like how does it plan out for you?
I put a lot of pressure on myself. So once the season was over, January 9th, I went home for a weekend for a couple of days, and I went straight to work. Flew to Arizona to Exos, started working out, get my body right, doing field work stuff, and then I was there for like a month, drove to Cali, and then I was there for like 2 months up until OTA. So I didn't take a break this whole offseason. I'm ready to take that year 2 jump. Like this year's gonna be crazy.
Sure.
Love that, man. That's incredible. So going to this year 2, right? There's got to be somebody on the radar. There's got to be a quarterback that every defensive end wants to sack. Who is that for you?
I think for me, it was Tom Brady last year, and I got him last year.
That's sick. Yeah.
I got him last year,
Tom.
yeah. But like we don't play him this year unless we go into the playoffs and whatnot. But that was the person I wanted to sack,
and you got it.
I got him. Yeah,
first year done. Check.
Yeah.
I love that. Dude. So like you line up in the trenches every game, right? There's got to be shit talking. What's that animosity like every time you're face to face somebody on every play?
So in the trenches, it's kind of like the defense talks more than the O-lineman. The O-lineman don't really talk trash. They'll get chippy in there, but they won't talk for real. But in the trenches, like the mindset is just like, who's gonna be the grown man in there?
Sure.
Like who's gonna be like the big dog in the trenches. So going in there, like you can't go in there on some soft shit because you're gonna get pancake, flipped, all that. So yeah,
that's dope. Is trash talking a part of your game, or do you use that at all, or how do you think it lives in that?
I only trash talk if they talk to me.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like I retaliate. Yeah.
Is it a prerequisite to shit talk after every play in the NFL? Not for you in particular, but every time I watch a game on TV or in person, after every single play, there's someone talking shit with someone. There's someone getting in someone's face. Is that like a prerequisite after every single play?
There's definitely a lot of individual beefs in the NFL.
Sure.
So if you have a really big matchup, things are getting chippy. Those guys will chirp to each other all game. You know, cornerback, receiver, they'll chirp to each other all game, or like linebacker and like a halfback all game. But yeah, it's just.
Do you think they should allow fighting in the NFL like they do in hockey?
No.
That would be crazy.
No, because it's just a lot of grown men coming at it, like huge people.
Yeah.
Just
Nobody's going to break it up.
Yeah. I mean, hockey players are big, but they're also fighting on skates, so it could be a deterrent. But NFL, I mean, you guys got 6'5" guys, 250 lean, throwing punches. Probably wouldn't be a good idea.
300? Like, how a little ref going to try to break that up? That'd be impossible.
Just a 5-minute penalty real quick. Just go to the penalty box. No way.
That'd be insane. Who have you lined up against so far that's like just a dog that you're like, all right, that guy can go?
That's a dog? Tristan Wirfs. Really good right tackle. I played against him in college as well. Extremely good. He's one that comes to mind off the bat. Taylor Lewan from the Titans.
Oh, yeah.
Really good tackle. Those are kind of the ones that come. I almost played Trent Williams. I was going to that game like, all right, now like I gotta put my big boy pants on for this game. Yeah, but he just he was injured that game, so I didn't get to.
That was like a swamp game, man. I was actually
monsoon as well. Yeah,
I was there,
crazy.
and I remember I was sitting outside. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm going home.
Yeah.
I can't be out here. I was literally getting rained on. Okay, dope. So you recently this summer just went over to Africa on behalf of the NFL. Talk to us about that, man. What's it like taking the game to a different country?
That was a dope experience, bro. To be able to go over there and teach some of those guys the game, try to present opportunities to them that they didn't know that they had before. And it was wild. Like when we went out there, the average height of all the prospects, they were like 6'5". That was the average height. There were guys that were 6'6", 6'7", and like testing throughout the combine drills, there were guys jumping 38s in the vert. There were guys broad jumping 11 feet. Imagine if they actually practiced the sport.
Yeah.
Crazy athletic.
That's just brute athleticism.
Yeah, just raw. Like they didn't do any of those drills before. Crazy.
So that what was the goal for you and the NFL going out there? Just to find new talent?
Yeah, find new talent. OC, he has a academy in UK.
Okay.
So, you know, like the high school guys, be able to grab a bunch of them and send them to the academy to learn the sport more. And then from there, they could be able to get scholarships in the States, get education. And if they end up going to the league, then that's great for them. Yeah. The guys that are a little bit older, through the player development program, they could come to a team, and then they'll be on the practice squad for at least 2 years to be able to learn the sport. And then from there, like they can't get cut for 2 years because they're on the practice squad like, automatically. And then from there, after 2 years, and the teams could do like what they want with them. But yeah,
interesting. So, what else did you guys do over there besides obviously the campus? Did you do any cultural stuff?
Oh yeah, it was great. You know, we went to so they tricked us actually. So going there, they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna go on like this nice little walk. We're gonna go out there, have some fun, you know, just chill, nice little hike. We get there, we're hiking up. I'm like, all right, like we're in the jungle right now. It's a little sketchy, but I'm gonna just go with it. We're going. We get to the top. It's like Jumanji. Like you see like those long bridges that are like,
yeah, like see in the movies, right?
Like
with
with the netting on the side and the rope.
Yeah, so like we're walking on that. It's bouncing. I'm like, bro, I'm about to die. And then like the NFL films, they were like, you can do the 30-minute one or the hour-long one. I'm like, fuck, I'm already here. Might as well do the hour one. Yeah, it was so scary. And then like guys were losing their hats and stuff, flying off the thing. And they were like, can you grab it? Like, no, your hat's gone, bro.
Gone, dude. It's gone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a hard pass for
me. It belongs to the jungle now. It belongs to the jungle.
How long were you guys out there for?
We're out there for a week.
A week.
Yeah.
That's dope. Would you go back?
Oh, yeah. It was dope. Like, Ghana was amazing, bro. The food out there was delicious.
Incredible.
It wasn't that hot out there. It was nice.
That's dope. That's dope. So, going into your second season, is there any team or any city that you're looking forward to playing in that you haven't played yet?
The Vegas stadium is going to be a cool stadium to play in.
Yeah.
Like we were driving by, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, Death Star. It's like a Star Wars spaceship.
And there's like a nightclub inside the stadium. Like you're literally on the field. We went like 5 times last season, and literally, if you wanted, you could score a touchdown and jump into the nightclub.
There's tables in the end zone.
Like,
There's a
like
lot of
nightclub
service,
tables.
sparklers. People are going
OD.
crazy. It's a crazy experience.
Oh, that's dope.
And a lot of it feels like very Vegas-esque out here, right? So, like, if you ever went to a Vegas Golden Knights game, right, it's not like any other stadium in the country. They do, like, full-on, like, what do you call it, Excalibur show.
Production, lights, drum bots.
Exactly. So, same
Everything.
thing out here. Like, 2-minute warning, the lights go off,
Oh, wow.
right? And it's like a whole show that happens right before, like...
Diplo's fucking DJing.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
dope.
crazy.
That's dope.
That's dope. Yeah, for sure. So going back to last season now, what was it like being on Hard Knocks, right? Like that's an experience I think most coaches would hate having in their locker rooms, right? What was it like for you?
So for me, at Michigan, my first year, we did Amazon Prime. They did like a show on us.
Oh,
so I
wow.
kind of had some experience with the cameras following us around the whole time. And then when you got to the league, they mic'd me up like almost every practice. I'm like, nah, not today, guys. I can't do the mic'd up today. Just let me chill today.
How do they choose you?
I don't know how they choose, but it's just random. But it seemed like I was on the list every single time. They were like, can we mic you up? I'm like, yeah.
He's like, come on. Put me on.
Yeah, but like it was dope though. And then like in the meeting rooms, we had to be careful of what we said because there were 2 cameras in the meeting room.
Of course.
Yeah.
We'll get your ass real quick.
Was there anything that they put on film that you were like, damn, they got me and they shouldn't have put that on?
Nah, I mean, I only see like clips. I haven't like watched full episodes like all the way through yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always say like those kind of Hard Knocks and things that have behind the scenes are probably the coolest things for people that'll never live that life, right?
Yeah.
We get like a sense of what the NFL life truly is like. But I guess now since you did it at Michigan and at the NFL, you're a big actor kind of guy now, right?
Low key, man. I feel like any guys that got some shows that they want to put me in,
Yeah.
Send over the script.
Yeah, send me the script. I'm down.
Send it to your people.
Yeah.
And they'll get back to you
Yeah.
I like that.
for a nice fee.
For
A
a
hefty
nice-
fee.
Yeah.
For a nice fee, we'll work out something really nice.
Yeah. So in the off season, what else is on your list besides just truly working out, right? Like what else are things that people out there wouldn't know that Quitty likes to do?
So for me, this off season, I got my mom a house. That was a big accomplishment
Let's
for
go.
me.
Sick. That's dope, man. Congrats.
It was a dream come true. Appreciate the dream come true, man. It was a hard process though because the housing market is crazy. Like
Insane.
you get a couple houses on your wish list by Friday, they're all sold. But
It's the worst.
Cash.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was hard, man. Like I was flying back and forth from Cali to Atlanta, and it was just hard. It was hard to like find a house. By the time I got to Atlanta, the houses were already sold out. So
You
It
bought
was-
it for in Atlanta?
yeah,
That's a crazy market too.
yeah.
Where's
crazy
home
market.
base for you? Is it Indianapolis?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island?
Yeah,
So
I
you
mean-
actually still live in Rhode Island in the off season?
Nah, I'll go home here and there, but like off season, I'm kind of I just spread around. Like
Really?
I was in Arizona for a month, and I was in Cali for the 2 months, and then went to OTAs in Indy, and then after OTAs, I went to Oklahoma, trained out there for the whole time, and then off season, like I don't really go back to India at all.
Oh, so you're not hanging out at all. You're literally working.
I'm working, yeah.
All right.
Constantly.
I'm
I
ready.
Love that. I love that. So we've talked to multiple NFL guys, right? And they say when they're running out on the field and they're getting introduced, right? It's probably one of the craziest feelings that you'll ever feel,
Yeah.
right? What is that feeling like? How do you describe that feeling?
It was crazy, bro. Like my first entrance, it was wild. It was our first home game. We played the Seahawks, and when they introduced me, like it was crazy. Like the smoke was going off. It was dim in there. I walked out, hit the Wakanda, and then ran out. Man, it was wild.
The cryo, the
Yeah.
So crazy.
Give me more lasers, all of it.
I
I need it all.
want the whole show, right? the whole show. So in this first season, right? Like, give us your most memorable play or most memorable game so far.
Memorable game. I'd have to say the game I had my first sack against Jacksonville. So I was struggling at the start of the season. Won a good amount of games without a sack, and I was feeling the pressure. You know, a lot of fans were like, man, we drafted this guy to come here and get sacks, and I was getting a lot of pressure, the shit ton of pressures.
Of course.
But I wasn't getting any sacks. And then once I got my first sack, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. So finally, and then from there, I just started stacking them.
Yeah.
I had like back-to-back games with sacks, and it was great.
Yeah, that's insane. That's so cool, man. So your journey here to the NFL, right? If you're looking it back at the 5-year-old you, the 10-year-old you,
Yeah.
right? What would you tell them about this journey that's about to happen?
Man, what do I tell my 5-year-old self?
That's the kid that goes just learning, not even like just learning anything. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm gonna tell him, just keep working. All these hard times will pass, and you live in the lifestyle that you want to live. I grew up a very humble lifestyle, man.
Yeah.
Very, very humble lifestyle. Didn't have much. Me and my mom, and my brothers, we struggled for a good amount of our lives. And like now where I'm at now, looking back, it's crazy. And I'm happy I went through all that struggle because it made me who I am today. Made me respect a lot that I've went through. It made me respect my mom because I don't take anything for granted, but what she went through to get me to where I'm at now is crazy. Like at one point in high school, she was working 3 jobs to get me through high school. Crazy. And then in high school, we struggled, didn't have enough money. Like I'd be at lunch sometimes. I wouldn't be able to eat lunch. I'd wake up at 5 in the morning to catch the city bus, take that city bus to school, get there early. Like it would be like an hour-long city bus because you had to make all those stops or whatever.
Yeah.
Get there. I wouldn't get home. It's like 9 p.m. Starving the whole day. And then I would get home and I would finally eat and then do homework from 9 p.m. to like midnight. Wake up at 5. I did that for 4 years, bro.
That's all through high school.
All through
and
high
this
school.
Is in Rhode Island?
In Rhode Island, struggled. So, when I look back, I'm like, bro, I made it, I'm taking care of my mom now. Taking care of my brothers, put my brothers through school.
Are you the oldest?
I'm the second oldest.
Second oldest.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But what point in that journey, even in high school maybe, where you're like, you know what? Football's going to be it. What point, when did you get that realization?
It was, for me, it was when I was like 12 years old, bro.
Yeah.
When I was in 8th grade. So when I was in middle school, the Giants won the Super Bowl. Okay. And Will Blackman was on that Super Bowl winning team. And he happened to go to the same middle school I went to, the same elementary school, he was going to the high school I wanted to go to.
Got it.
So he came back and I was like, I want to be just like that guy. I want to go to the NFL. And I was like, I need to go to Bishop Hendricken High School to get to the NFL. So I told my mom, like, Mom, I have to go to the high school. I can't go to any other high school. Like, I have to go to this high school to get a scholarship to go to the NFL. She was like, I can't afford it. It's too much money. And I promised her, I'm like, Mom, if you send me to this high school, you won't have to pay for college. You don't have to pay for anything else. I promise, like, I got you. That's when she started. She picked up a couple of shifts. There'll be like days I wouldn't see my mom. Like, she'd be at work. She would work early in the morning. She'll take a little nap and she'll go right back to work, or she'll sleep at work. And I appreciate her for that. And that's why I take care of her. I spoil her. Like, she doesn't like to, for me to buy her stuff, but I have to. That's me appreciating everything that she's done for me.
Of course.
But I told her, I'm like, if you send me to this high school, you won't have to pay for shit for the rest of your life.
I love that, man. That's so
Yeah, I definitely want to touch on the perseverance. For the people or listeners that don't know your whole story and your mother's whole story, it's an insane story. And they can read about it wherever. Your mother escaping, a war-ridden country and, bringing you and your brother here. What is that definition of perseverance? For you, it's way different than anyone else. Everyone's going to say they had it rough growing up. They had certain obstacles. They didn't have it like you. Yeah. And they didn't have it like your mom. I can almost guarantee it. So I know you're a very humble guy, but what does the word perseverance mean for you and your family? And look where you're at now. Did you ever dream about this?
No, man. I feel like growing up, I always wanted to get a good job. I never knew that this was actually a possibility. I know I was fighting for it though. I wasn't going to let, my dreams, not happen. I was going to definitely work for it. So for me to be here is crazy. And for me, give a lot of credit to my mom. A lot of people have those heroes in their lives, but not a lot of people have Agnes Paye in their lives. Agnes Paye is a fucking dog, bro. I've never seen her cry. I've never seen her complain. I haven't seen her, be dog tired. Not even be able to wanting to do stuff, but she made sure that we all had what we needed to have. If I needed something, she made sure she went and got it. If I needed a pair of shoes for school or a pair of cleats, she picked up a shift, went and worked all day, and then next thing I know, I have the cleats. So a lot of people don't have that. And for my mom to sacrifice a lot of that for me, a lot of parents they'll be like, it's a lot of work, or they're not really willing to make those sacrifices. My mom, she was all in, and that's kind of the African culture. You make sure your kids have the opportunity to have a better life than you. So that was her mindset, and then it's been great ever since. She has 2 sons, graduated college. Yeah. She has another 3. I'm one of 5 boys.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're second oldest.
I'm second
so
oldest.
So there's still 3 out there at school?
Yeah. Three young. The youngest is 5 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. So that's you talking to your 5-year-old self right there, right?
Yeah, really.
I love that. That's dope. Yeah. That's dope. So what part in high school now did you go, you know what? I'm actually pretty good. Like this can be a thing.
Yeah. So at my high school, freshman, we had to play freshman football. So we couldn't bump up to varsity.
Okay.
And then playing as a sophomore in varsity is like a rare thing, but I was able to play as a sophomore.
Okay.
I was originally a running back and a safety. And then they were like, nah, you're not playing safety. You're way too big. And like, we had a good amount of running backs on the roster at the time. So they were like, we're going to put you at linebacker. It's linebacker for a little bit. And they were like, no, we'll put you at DN. And then after that, I just started going crazy. And we had the safety on the team, Lee Moses. He was committed to UMass at the time. And that was my first offer. They came to a game, they were watching Lee, and then like they see me chase down a kid like 80 yards and then hit him before he scored a touchdown, made him fumble on the 1 yard line. And then we got the ball back. And after that, they were like, yeah, we want to offer that kid. And that kind of opened the doors to my other offers.
Dope.
As a sophomore?
Yeah, so as a sophomore, that was my first offer. And then going into my junior year, that's when I got the Boston College offer.
It's got to be a good feeling, right?
Yeah, great
Getting
feeling.
letters in the mail, official offers.
Yeah. And as soon as you get your first offer, that's kind of like a weight lift off your shoulder as well, because I made that promise to my mom.
And she's not going to have to pay for college.
Exactly.
Yeah. He said, well, at least we got UMass.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, we're going to UMass.
We're going to UMass.
Yes, sir.
Man, for sure. Well, we don't have that kind of pattern now, so that's incredible. Like, for somebody that's obviously really talented in high school too, right? A lot of people, once they make that jump and start playing college ball, right? That a lot of people start to fizzle out as well there. Like, was there a moment when you were in that Wolverine uniform that you're like, yo, I'm keeping up? Or when that pace and that change of pace happened, you're like, you know what? I'm still out here. I'm still doing my thing.
Dog, my freshman year camp. So like, you know how you come to NFL, you go through OTAs, could you kind of get like, you're in the mix and like you get a taste of like how practice is supposed to go. You get a feel of the tempo.
Yeah. In
college, we went straight from high school. We went to summer workouts or whatever, and you go straight into camp. Oh. So being in Rhode Island, you don't play against 6'6" old tackles. So so for me coming in, I'm like, holy like all these guys are huge.
Yeah.
And I'm coming off a track season. I'm very lean.
Yeah. And some of the guys, they're probably 21 years old,
yeah,
like seniors that are grown men.
Yeah, some grown men. So coming in, I was a freshman, thrown into the fire. We had a really big D-line class that year, but everyone got injured at DN that year. So I'm a freshman. I'm taking reps for the 1s, 2s, 3s, scout team. Like, when I tell you I did not come off the practice field, I was dead. Dead. Like, I'm like, please, like, help me. After that, I did that for like 2 weeks. And then I ended up being the second string guy behind Chase Winovich, who now plays for the Browns now, who was with the Patriots. And after that, I was a 2 for a really long time. Going into my sophomore year, I ended up being a rotational guy. Rashawn Gary gets hurt early in the season. I ended up starting for him. And then I played well that year. And then going into my junior year, they were kind of like, all right, Rashawn and Chase are hurt. I mean, Rashawn and Chase are now drafted. They're out of there. Who's going to fill those spots? And me and Aiden came in and like we played well that year. We had balled out.
That's dope. That's dope. That's got to be a dream come true, right? We're saying like, all right, hey man, you're pretty good and you can keep that space. So when you get to the NFL, what's that pace change like? What's that tempo like from a normal college rep?
It's crazy. So like my first practice, I got a taste of the tempo. Like I was dead. My legs were shot, and that was an easy day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this was an easy day, and my legs are dead. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna survive. But after that, once you get used to the tempo, it's fun after that. But no, it was crazy. Like when you get down to your stance, the tempo, like the cadence of the quarterback is so different because in college you can kind of jump the snap.
Sure.
The cadence are very simple in college, and NFL, everyone has a different cadence. So it was very different. Like once they get down, it's not like you get down, you get set, then you go. It's like once they come to the line, like you better be in your stance already because you never know when they're gonna snap the ball.
And they're doing it to trick you.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're trying to get you offside.
And everyone in the NFL, you're literally playing up against the best players in the world.
Exactly,
not just the best college player at the time. You're literally playing against the best players in the world
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing that we've talked to other players is, like Lo said, the speed difference, the change of the pace of play is way different to where now everyone's super fast, everyone's super strong, and everyone's coming for your fucking ass.
Exactly, yeah. And like in college, you get those scouting reports. You have first round grades on some of the guys, second round grades, and then you'll be like, all right, this guy is a good player in college, or he's a decent player. In the NFL, you like everybody's good.
Yeah, everyone's good.
Whole squad out there.
Even the
Names.
no name is really good.
Exactly, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, can you imagine? Who is that guy and he just bust your ass?
He's really good. He's really good though. I have no fucking clue.
You never want to be the way a guy makes his name, right?
Yeah.
That would be awful. So looking at this upcoming season, right? Like, what's one of your goals that you have individually, even though it's obviously a team thing?
I think individually, I definitely have to touch double-digit sacks.
Oh,
Yeah.
like that. You had 4 last year?
Double-digit. I had 4 last year.
4 last
yeah.
year. So you want to get to 10 this year?
Definitely, yeah. At least.
At least.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. So what else you got?
I think for me, personal, all-pro. Definitely want to be all-pro this year.
Yeah.
That's kind of it, to be honest.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
incredible. Team-wise.
Team-wise, I got to get that ring, man.
Okay.
I have no rings, bro.
At any level.
No, I have 4 rings in high school, but that's Rhode Island football, you know.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and like I went to Hendricken, so like we just spanked everybody in high
Sure,
school.
sure.
You got you.
But college, I have no rings, and I need one professional ring.
I love it. I love it.
At least one. At least one.
So you're here. You're in Vegas with us now. Like, have you been out here before?
I've been out here before. I was out here Memorial Weekend, and
Oh, so
After
What
that
a weekend to
weekend-
what
come.
a weekend!
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my
after that
goodness.
weekend, I swore to myself, I was like, I will never come to Vegas again.
That is the wildest weekend
So
to
you have
come
to have a
to.
Vegas
Right,
story.
yeah.
Then what's your Vegas story? Everybody has a Vegas
Bro.
story.
So me and my buddy Phil,
Okay.
um,
Not this guy.
nah, me and my dog Phil, rooming in college for a long time, and he lives in Utah. So
Okay.
he goes to Utah State, and I
Nice.
was like, bro, like you're in Utah, right next to Vegas. I'm gonna fly to Utah and like let's drive to Vegas and like have a fun weekend. He was like, all right, cool, I'm down, bro. So I flew to Utah, and then we got to Vegas at like 4 a.m. I'm like, we can't waste no time. Like, let's get this nap in. 8 a.m. we're up and we're rallying. So we woke up, went to a pool party, you know, having a good time, getting lit. And after the pool party, we were there for a long time. After the pool party, went, showered up. Then we went to Delilah's. There we ate, got some food in our stomach, but then we was also getting lit again.
Sure.
Drinking, and then after Delilah's, we went straight to Dre's.
Sure.
Marathon.
After Dre's, oh my God. It was a wild night. After that, I was like, I could never come back.
So you did the Vegas Marathon. That's the Vegas
Yeah.
Marathon, right? When you go like almost like 16 hours. and
Day
just
club,
going-
dinner, nightclub,
Yeah.
late night.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the
and,
Vegas
And then like the
Marathon.
next night, we went to Excess.
Excess
Okay.
is amazing.
So we were there, we watched Marshmallow, and then like it was like maybe like 1 a.m. and me and my boy Phil were like, bro, I'm done.
I'm washed.
Like, I have no
Already
juice.
it's
Like,
done.
let's
I'm
go.
out, bro.
yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
That's
dope.
good. What are some hobbies that you're doing when you're not preparing for football and working? Like, what are you doing in your spare time to just relax? And what is like you time?
Me time? I like TV shows, bro. Like I'll binge watch like a whole show in a day.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any particular shows that you like right now?
I just finished Stranger Things.
The new one, I heard it's super gory and
Bro,
like, what's
this
different?
new season
Yeah.
was like it was scary. Like it was like a horror film. Like the whole season, it was crazy.
You haven't
Yeah,
watched
I
it?
was in bed and my girl and I, we started watching it and
Yeah.
I fall asleep. I'm such a grandpa, dude. I'm literally passed out by fucking 9 p.m. She's in bed all pissed at me because I guess it gets pretty scary.
Yeah.
She's like, you fucking fell asleep on me and it gets super scary and you're passed out snoring and I'm here sitting through Stranger Things, all this gore. And I was like, babe, I'm sorry. But I never got into this season. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. What's your diet like when you're in season versus when you're off season?
So in season, I have a chef that she just like so the coaches do a great job of having like our macros and like all that stuff documented. So, like they'll for like our weight and whatever, they'll be like, this is what the intake you need to have for every day.
Just to maintain the weight, because you're burning thousands
Yeah.
of
Thousands and
calories.
thousands.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
Like in camp, like I'll lose like 10 pounds every single practice in camp.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So you
So
gotta put that
like
back on every single day.
yeah, and like
That's crazy.
hydrating and whatnot. So I have a chef that takes care of me in season, and then off season, up until OTAs, you kind of want to be in good shape going into OTA. So I would say like right after season's over, that's when guys usually like get fat, like they'll
Yeah.
eat whatever and not work out and like just chill.
Yeah.
And then once you start working out, that's when you have to like kind of get the diet on track.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. What's your what's it called? Your guilty pleasure food wise.
I love sweets, bro. Like
Sweets?
anything like chocolate, donuts, anything sweet. I'll eat, bro.
Yeah, I'm a big candy guy. You leave candy around me, it's getting gobbled up.
Yeah.
I'm not so big on the donuts or cake, my girl, all day. But the candy, Sour Patch Kids, Starbursts, Jolly Ranchers, any of that shit, it's getting gobbled up.
Exactly. Yo, I have this bowl in my house, like this golden bowl of just Lindor chocolates. This guy right here brought it to my house.
Smashes them, huh?
I came home one day, the bowl was empty. There's like 500 of them in the bowl.
Oh my, Lindor Chocolates, not sponsored, but can be sponsored.
Not sponsored, but can absolutely be sponsored.
Can be sponsored, yeah.
For sure. I love that. That's sick. Oh man. All right, man. So for us, like, this was an incredible episode. We appreciate you. Everything.
Yes,
is there anything you want us to chat about? Anything, you got any questions for us? Anything you got?
Not really, man. I would try to promote some stuff, but everything's in the works right now, you know. So it's just
so follow him on IG. It's probably gonna end up on there.
Yeah,
right?
Follow me on IG at KWITY PAYE.
Okay.
Check me out. You'll see a lot of my fashion statements on there.
Yeah. You can see him in the Hoochie Daddy shorts.
We've seen him.
Yeah, for sure. Follow us on all platforms at the Residence Pod. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.